I'm not gonna meet you nowhere, first of all. I don't need to meet trustee Steve anywhere. I know how to talk to the department head. I've been on this board the longest. So you need to learn respect, young man.
Hi everyone! Welcome back! As promised, we're once again traveling back in time to understand what led some residents of Dolton to cast their votes for a young woman they saw as lovely, graceful, articulate, and overall delightful. They believed made her the right choice for the mayor's seat.
You guys elected me to protect your money. That's what Tiffany does. Trustee Henyard. I protect the people's dollars. So you're going to always hear my mouth. That don't mean that I'm against you or don't want to help with your situation.
If you're new here, meet Tiffany Henyard, former mayor of Dolton, Illinois, and ex-supervisor of Thornton Township. Today, we're taking a look back at the actions and behavior of the self-proclaimed super mayor during her earlier days when she served as a village trustee. We'll begin with the 2020 board meeting just shortly before she rose to the mayoral seat in
Hey, trustee, there's no other town in the Chicagoland area that says we not cut water off on Friday. Let me finish.
They can't get it turned back
Let me
on.
finish.
It's not right. They're gonna be the whole week without water. I don't think that's right. So why cut it off on Friday now? They can't go pay it Saturday to get it turned on. So now they all Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then when Monday comes, they might not even get on the list. So it's screwed up. It's messed up. It's bad. It's terrible. That water department needs help. Period. Think about it. How many department heads you went through over there? It's terrible.
As a trustee, Tiffany Henyard often declared her loyalty to the residents of Dolton, consistently positioning herself as a champion for what she believed was right and in the best interest of the community.
Basically, what I'm looking for is we put the water bill in rent from someone in the village of Dolton. The tenant and the landlord can go to the village and get the water bill in the city. Basically, making people accountable, making people responsible for the village. In your name, you're going to be paid. In the landlord's name, you're going to be paid. That's really all it's going to be. And basically, also bring money to the village, which before we was getting $25, they have to put down security deposit of $25 for water.
Once again, the ongoing issue of water bills in Dolton is back on the table. Although trustee Tiffany Henyard had already succeeded in passing an ordinance preventing water shutoffs on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, problems with billing still persist. Before we dive deeper into this situation, if you're new here and enjoying the content, don't forget to give this video a like. And if you're a returning subscriber, a like from you goes a long way too. Now, let's get into it.
No matter what. It's basically just making people accountable for their abuse. That's it, that's all.
As I mentioned earlier, Tiffany Henyard always came across as a ball of joy at least on the surface. But just before I paused the video, we heard Trustee Edward Steve begin to chime in while Tiffany was in the middle of one of her trademark types. This time criticizing the water department. Here's a fun detail. The woman sitting nearby, clearly visible and not too pleased, actually works in that very department. You can see the frustration on her face as Tiffany openly bashes her team right in front of her. Honestly, the level of disrespect was staggering. It's never okay to treat someone like that, especially so publicly. And while it's not funny, I can't help but shake my head at the absurdity of it all. The fact that Tiffany was allowed to behave this way during official board meetings, seemingly faced no consequences, continues to amaze me. But before we get into how Trustee Edward Steve responded to all this, let's rewind a little further and take a look at the hypocrisy. I often like to compare what Tiffany said as a trustee to what she says now as mayor. And in this case, we're going all the way back to 2014 when a newly elected trustee, Tiffany Henyard, fresh on the Dolton board, spoke about the very same issue: residents, water bills. I came across a clip from that time, And it really highlights just how much her stance has shifted. Let's take a look.
I don't think anybody should have to pay for not paying the village their dollars over 3 days.
I'm sure you all can see the clear hypocrisy here. On one hand, she's pushing to protect residents by preventing water shutoffs on certain days, presenting herself as their advocate. But on the other hand, she's arguing that water bills should be placed directly in the residents' names so they can be held fully accountably, ensuring the village gets its revenue. It's a conflicting stance that really raises questions about her true priorities.
It's multiple functions to put this into the tenant's name. You put it in the tenant's name. We're way behind on our technology in regards to the software and computer stuff that we have in the water department. So the tenant comes in, it's in the owner's name from the beginning. Change this tenant, we have to change the water bill, which is a data entry process, to the tenant's name. And then the tenant moves out, we have to change it again. If the tenant moves out, leaves the balance, we have to change it again and chase the tenant in for the landlord for the money. This is multi-function, and we don't have enough personnel in the water department now, and we don't have the technology in the water department to actually take on the position.
I think we do, and I think that's the problem. Like, we get things old, we need to get with the times. So that's why I ran, that's why I'm on this board, because I like to implement the stuff that other villages implement is working for them. I do believe this will work for the village, and I do think that the board is in agreement with this.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do things to advance the progression of the village. I'm just saying there's a cost of doing things, and when you've got a village like Calumet City that has 37,000 residents versus our village that has 23,000 residents, and also we're looking at a $16 million budget in comparison to a larger budget in Calumet City, which they may be able to afford to do this thing. And there's a cost to every time, whatever you change, the cost to it. And which requires also manpower.
It's pretty clear that 2020 Trustee Henyard would completely disagree with 2014 Trustee Henyard. The shift in her views over time is striking. What she once stood for as a newcomer on the board seems to clash with the positions she took later. In her term, it's almost like two entirely different people were holding the same seat.